Gracias a Dios que no hay un tercer lenguaje. So, vamos a hacerlo en los dos lenguajes. Para él va a ser un poco más fácil hablar en inglés. So I guess I'll ask the questions in English and I'll be translating, and that way it'll be better for you. Pero, como estaba diciendo el pastor, en medio de todas las cosas que están ocurriendo alrededor de nosotros, in the midst of all the things that are occurring around us nowadays, and I say around us because I believe that God's got us in His protection. Amen. Y digo alrededor de nosotros porque creo que Dios nos tiene abrazados con sus brazos. Amén. En medio de todo eso, Dios todavía está obrando. A él no lo agarra nada por sorpresa. God is still working. Nothing will get him by surprise ever. You and I may be surprised by certain things and our limitations. Tú y yo tal vez seremos sorprendidos en nuestra limitación como ser humanos, pero el Dios del universo nada lo agarra por sorpresa. But the God of the universe is never caught by surprise by anything. Entonces esta mañana queremos que nuestro hermano comparta de lo que el Señor ha estado haciendo en su vida, de nuestro hermano Rudy. So Rudy, I guess maybe I've known you for about not even a year yet, huh? Creo que ni un, tal vez como casi un año ya que nos conocemos. Rudy y su esposa. Like a year? You think so?
I think we started coming here about this time last year.
Yeah, probably so.
Or maybe a little sooner because everything being shut down the way it was, it might have been April or something.
Yeah, we went, we had a church luncheon. Yeah, don't forget to put it a little closer.
Okay.
You
gotta have
that close? Yeah, that bass comes out.
Okay.
So, we had a church luncheon. Tuvimos un almuerzo después del servicio y ellos estaban aquí como visitantes. Su esposa Tanya, that's your wife Tanya, and your two children, right?
My wife and my kids, yes.
Allá están. ¡Yay! Y ellos estaban sentaditos ahí solitos en una mesa comiendo. They were all by themselves eating at a table, and I said, I'm going to go talk to them. Y voy a hablarles a ellos. Y ahí conectamos. Mi esposa vino también y pues se ha estado formando una bonita amistad desde entonces. A beautiful friendship has been forming since then. Y el Señor pues está usando esto para bendecir las vidas de los dos. Tell us a little bit about yourself, first of all, un poquito de acerca de ti. Where are you from originally? Are you from H-Town? Are you from where? And your wife, where is she from? And tell us a little bit about your family, just a bit.
Okay.
Un poquito de tu familia.
I'm a father of two. I got two beautiful kids.
Soy padre de dos, tengo dos niños hermosos.
My wife is from Mexico City.
Mi esposa es de la Ciudad de México.
We've been married 3 years.
Hemos estado casados por 3 años.
We have 2 good jobs. I'm an HVAC technician. I work in air conditioning.
Tenemos dos muy buenos trabajos. Yo trabajo como técnico de aire acondicionado.
And my wife is a banker for Bank of America for 5 years.
Mi esposa ha estado trabajando en la industria de banco por 5 años.
And we've been here in this area of Porter Kingwood just for about a year. We kind of moving around trying to find the right place for us.
Hemos estado viviendo tal vez como un año por ahí aquí en el área de Porter y Kingwood, tratando de buscar un lugar estable para vivir.
I am from Houston, Texas, born and raised.
Yo nací y fui criado aquí en Houston, Texas, y orgulloso, ¿verdad?
Oh, yeah.
Proud?
Very proud. I grew up in a very rough gang neighborhood, gang environment.
Que yo me crié en un vecindario muy difícil, donde había mucha pandilla.
I dealt with a lot.
Y tuve que lidiar con mucho en mi juventud y creciendo.
I refused to be part of the gangs in that life, and that brought a lot of anger and hate towards me from the gang members.
Rehusé ser parte de eso, de las pandillas, y eso trajo mucho enojo y resentimiento de parte de los miembros de esos grupos.
Yes, I didn't think that I would live to be 30 years old.
No pensé que iba a llegar a vivir a los 30 años de edad.
I moved out of the neighborhood when I was I believe 26, 27, somewhere in there.
Y me salí del vecindario cuando tenía 26 o 27 años.
And things started, to get better for me.
Y las cosas se comenzaron a mejorar para mí. Well, how long ago did you start following the Lord?
I was just going to tell you that.
Okay, muy bien. ¿Hace cuánto empezaste a
I was previously married.
Estaba casado anteriormente.
And my ex-wife and I moved into Spring, Texas.
Estábamos viviendo en Spring, Texas.
In 2009.
En el 2009.
In 2009, my nephew at that time was in a gang.
En ese año mi sobrino estaba en una pandilla.
And one of his best friends had gotten killed.
Y uno de sus mejores amigos había sido asesinado.
And he was living with me and my ex-wife at the time. Him and his wife and kids were living with us.
Y él estaba viviendo con su familia, con la primera persona con que yo estaba casado.
And he was dealing with a lot of pain.
Y estaba lidiando con mucho dolor.
His friend that got killed was like his brother.
Él había estado en las pandillas por un buen tiempo, right? He was even in gangs for quite a while, right?
6 or 7 years
Since he was
a teenager.
Desde que él era adolescente había estado en pandillas.
And I had been working with him, trying to keep him in the right direction.
Yo estaba trabajando con él, manteniéndolo en la dirección correcta. Tú no eras cristiano todavía, ¿verdad?
No.
He wasn't a believer yet while he was trying to guide his nephew in the right direction.
Right. In the middle of all that,
y en medio de todo eso,
I was able to keep him from doing something stupid because he really wanted to retaliate and try to go get the guys that killed his friend.
Lo ayudé a que no fuera a dar venganza por el asesinato de su amigo.
In Spring, there's several churches on Cypress Wood.
En Cypress Wood, en Spring, hay varias iglesias.
And one day, him and I were coming from 1960 down Cypress Wood.
Y un día estábamos manejando por la 1960 por Cypress Wood.
On the way to my house, my nephew tells me, "Hey, Theo, I like that church right there. I've been wanting to go to church."
Y mi sobrino de repente me dice, tío, esa iglesia me gusta, yo he estado queriendo ir a la iglesia.
He said, "It looks like a really nice church."
Se mira como una iglesia muy bonita.
And I said, "Really? You want to go to church?"
Y me dijo, sí, ¿de veras quieres ir a la iglesia?
Let's go. When you want to go?
Vamos entonces, yo te llevo, le dije.
I loved him so much, and I was willing to do whatever I could to try to steer him in the right direction.
Yo lo quería tanto y estaba dispuesto a hacer lo que sea para dirigirlo en la dirección correcta.
And he said, "Let's go Sunday, this Sunday." And I told him, "Okay, let's go."
Y me dijo, vamos este domingo. Y dije, ok, vamos a ir.
So we went to church for the first time, Grace Family Church.
Fuimos a la iglesia esa primera vez, se llamaba Grace Family Church.
And they accepted us with open arms.
Nos aceptaron con brazos abiertos.
And I knew that that's the place I needed to be.
Y yo supe que ese fue el lugar donde yo necesitaba estar. Pero en ese momento tú todavía no te habías entregado a Cristo.
No,
right? You
no.
hadn't given your life to
I
Christ.
had not given my life to Christ.
Your goal was to make sure that your nephew was in the right direction.
I was there for him.
Yeah.
He always looked to me as a father.
Siempre me miraba mi sobrino como una figura de padre. Entonces yo en ese momento dice él de que él no estaba todavía en los caminos del Señor, pero él quería que su sobrino estuviera en el lugar correcto.
Right. And like a parent or a father, you want to do all that you can to steer your kids in the right direction.
Y como un padre quieres hacer todo lo que se pueda para guiarlos correctamente.
Yes. And he used to call me dad sometimes.
Y me llamaba papá.
And it made me feel good to try to help him.
Y me hacía sentir bien ayudarlo.
And we kept on going to church.
Seguimos yendo a la iglesia.
By let me see, we started going to church in January of 2010.
En enero del 2010 comenzamos ahí.
By March of 2010, my ex-wife and I got baptized.
Para marzo de ese mismo año, la persona con quien yo estaba casado y yo nos bautizamos, nos entregamos a Dios.
And we became Christians.
Y nos hicimos creyentes, empezamos a seguir así. Así que por cómo Dios usó esta situación, de que Él quería guiar a su sobrino a caminos correctos, para traerlo a él a los caminos del Señor. God used this situation for him to guide his nephew in the right direction to bring him to the Lord's feet at that moment. It's amazing how God works, right? He just uses whatever He has to do.
Exactly.
Praise God for that.
So we became members of the church.
Nos hicimos miembros de la iglesia.
My ex-wife and I and some best friends at the time, we all went to church at the same time.
Todos íbamos a la iglesia en ese momento.
All because my nephew at the time wanted to go to church. He was wanting to.
Todo porque mi sobrino quería ir a la iglesia en ese momento.
I got really involved with church and became a youth pastor with another gentleman there because we lost the youth pastor there at
Me
the church.
involucré en la iglesia, estuve trabajando en el ministerio de jóvenes.
And my life just completely changed. I started becoming a different person internally.
Mi vida completamente cambió y comencé a ser una persona diferente internamente.
And I knew what it was like to have faith in God.
Y conocí que es lo que era tener fe en el Señor.
He started doing little things in my life that I couldn't understand.
Comenzó a hacer cosas en mi vida que yo no entendía. Entonces podemos ver cómo Dios estaba obrando en tu vida, cómo usó esta situación para llevarte a sus pies. We see how God was using this situation to lead you to a relationship with Him. Y no solamente eso, pero hasta amigos tuyos, even friends of yours started coming to the Lord because of that situation.
My family started coming to church too, my
tu
parents
familia
and sisters.
también, padres, y el Señor usó todo eso. Vamos a adelantar un poquito porque yo sé que hubo una crisis ahí,
Right.
desafortunadamente hubo un rompimiento, unfortunately there was a brokenness there,
Right.
como pasa en la vida de todos los creyentes, ¿verdad? And we're going to go ahead and fast forward a little bit,
Right.
and I know that a broken season occurred,
Of course.
where there was some pain, there was some
Yes,
stuff like that,
yes.
but the Lord has renewed that, praise God, right?
Yes, sir.
Pero el Señor ha
Praise
renovado eso.
Yes.
Tienes una esposa tremenda ahora, es del
Exactly.
Señor, que el Señor te dio. You have a wonderful wife now that the Lord gave you.
Exactly.
Your children, He has blessed you, te ha bendecido con tus hijos y tu esposa ahora, y te ha restaurado. ¿verdad?
Yes,
He's
I'm
restored you.
restored, yes, sir.
Because how many
Exactly.
know that sometimes as believers we go through some really bad brokenness?
Oh, yeah.
That our life is not perfect.
Right.
Nosotros conocemos que nuestra vida como creyentes, nuestra vida no es perfecta. Y a veces pasamos unos quebrantamientos tremendos, ya sea por causa de otras personas
Yes.
o por causa de nosotros mismos a veces.
Right.
Right? And it could be due to other people's actions or sometimes due to our own mistakes or actions.
Correct.
But God restores us.
Amen.
He mends that broken leg, right? Like the lamb.
Yep.
Él remienda esa pierna quebrada como la del corderito, ¿verdad?
Yep.
Y nos restaura, and now we can see the restoration.
Yes, sir.
But even then, life hasn't been perfect, right?
No, sir.
Pero
It's
aún
been
si la
perfect.
vida
It's
no ha
been
sido
tough.
perfecta.
It's been tough. Yes.
Tell me a little bit about your life before this whole pandemic occurred. Dime un poquito acerca de tu vida antes de que todo esto de la pandemia ocurriera. Tu trabajo, todo eso.
I had a good job working at a AC company, and things weren't going so well.
Estaba trabajando con otra compañía como técnico de aire acondicionado y las cosas no estaban llevándose muy bien.
There were some complications there between me and the manager, the AC manager that hired me.
Había algunas complicaciones entre el gerente que me contrató y yo.
He saw things a certain way, and he wanted them done that way. And I told him that I wasn't gonna do work in a stupid way. I wasn't gonna work fast because he wanted me to. Because my main objective was to come back home safe to my family. The reason why I'm working is to take care of them.
Él tenía una perspectiva donde estaba poniendo mucha presión y yo le decía que yo no iba a trabajar sin sabiduría, muy rápido y a raíz de eso no llegar a salvo a mi familia, porque esa era la razón por la cual yo estaba trabajando, dice, por mi familia, no solamente por hacer dinero solo por así.
It's not about the money. It's about being able to work and enjoying what you're doing. And I wasn't too happy anymore because he was constantly trying to micromanage me. I felt like he was just really picking on me and the younger guys that were there too, you know.
Ya no estaba feliz, había mucho conflicto, no solo conmigo, con otros miembros del equipo también.
And one day he brought me into the office,
Un día me llevó a la oficina
and we kind of had a little bit of an argument.
y tuvimos una discusión muy fuerte.
And I told him that I refused to do what he was trying to make me do.
Y le dije que yo rehusaba y no estaba de acuerdo con lo que él me estaba forzando a querer hacer.
And he didn't like what I had to say, and he fired me.
Y no le gustó lo que yo tenía que decir y me despidió.
And I was like, okay, no problem. I'm not gonna worry about it. You know, I'm not gonna be scared because I know I can find another job.
Y dije, ok, no hay problema, no voy a tener miedo, sé que voy a poder conseguir otro trabajo.
In this field, they're always looking for technicians all the time.
En esta industria siempre andan buscando técnicos para trabajar.
The date was March 10th when I lost my job.
La fecha fue el 10 de marzo cuando perdí mi trabajo.
There was no income. They kept my last 2 checks, and I didn't have no idea that was going to happen. So I worked, and my last 2 checks, I never received them.
Retuvieron mis 2 últimos pagos, cheques de pagos, y nunca, yo trabajé esas semanas y nunca los recibí.
And I still wasn't worried.
Y de todo modo no estaba preocupado yo.
I look at my wife and I tell her, hey, everything's going to be okay. I'm going to get a job. Don't worry about it.
Yo le dije a mi esposa, todo va a estar bien, no te preocupes, voy a obtener un trabajo pronto.
About 3 weeks went by, and things started getting real with the coronavirus.
3 semanas pasaron y es cuando todo se puso más intenso con lo de la pandemia del virus.
My wife started to panic a little bit because I had been going job searching and had been coming up, with nothing.
Mi esposa empezó a temer un poco y con mucha razón porque estuve buscando trabajo por 3 semanas y buscando y no salía nada.
In those 3 weeks, my wife is considered an essential worker.
En esas 3 semanas mi esposa era considerada como una trabajadora esencial.
And her job is pretty amazing. And they started offering her childcare.
Y en su trabajo, una cosa muy buena, empezaron a ofrecerle cuidado de niños.
$100 a day.
$100 por día. That's what they were charging?
They were giving my wife $100 a day for childcare.
Oh, they were giving, okay, got you. So that she could pay for childcare.
Yes, sir.
Okay, que le empezaron a dar $100 por día a ella para que pudiera pagar un lugar donde cuidaran a los niños.
That was roughly a rough estimate of about $2,000 a month.
Eran como unos $2,000 extra al mes.
And then they were offering grant assistance. Her job was offering money assistance.
Estaba también ofreciendo el trabajo de ella asistencia de dinero.
So she filled out the application
Así que llenó la aplicación.
and they they approved her for $600.
Y la aprobaron por $600. So let me get this straight. So this is extra money that they were approving her for y'all to have enough during this situation. Is that what I'm understanding?
Yes, correct.
Entonces, este era dinero extra por la cual les estaban asistiendo en su trabajo de Tania, su esposa, por la situación de la pandemia y todo eso. ¿Se da cuenta cómo Dios estaba obrando? You see how God was working even in the middle of this situation?
On top of that, then her job sent her an email and told her that they were going to start giving her $200 extra per pay period.
Y después se comunicaron con ella y le dijeron que le iban a empezar a dar $200 extra cada vez que le pagaban.
At this time, we're about 4 weeks into the pandemic.
En este momento estábamos tal vez a unas 4 semanas desde que comenzó todo con la pandemia.
And I still hadn't made $1.
Y en ese momento todavía yo no había podido encontrar trabajo y no podía haber hecho dinero yo mismo.
Let me see, where we at? I had been having serious complications with the Texas Workforce Commission. I was trying to log in. I created a password and everything, and I couldn't get in. It kept telling me that my password was wrong. I wrote all my information down, so I know it was right.
Estaba teniendo complicaciones al entrar en se llama el Texas Workforce Commission, which is, this is for
Unemployment,
right?
unemployment,
Para
yes.
conseguir desempleo. Y estaba teniendo complicaciones con mi palabra clave. Yo ya había escrito toda mi información y yo sabía que estaba correcta, pero estaba teniendo esas complicaciones.
It kept telling me to call the number,
Me
and
decían de que llamara al número.
I would call that number 10, 20 times a day, and
Yo
it would
llamaba
just
ese
go
número
to a busy tone.
10, 20 veces al día y lo único que tenía era un tono de que estaba ocupada la línea.
There was nothing, and
No había nada.
I still wasn't worried. My wife would come home from work,
Yo no estaba desesperado o preocupado. Mi esposa venía del trabajo.
She'd get a little upset because she'd think that I'm just at home doing nothing.
Y a veces parecía como que yo estaba haciendo nada y que no estaba buscando trabajo.
We had no computer at home,
No teníamos computadora en la casa.
so I was doing everything on my cell phone.
Estaba haciendo todo en mi celular.
About 6 weeks in,
Como unas 6 semanas después,
I finally was able to all of a sudden, it accepted my password.
Al fin pude ingresar a la página del desempleo.
And I was like, well, you know, why this happened? I wasn't mad, but I was frustrated.
No estaba enojado, pero sí estaba frustrado, porque dije, ¿por qué se tardó tanto para que pueda?
Because it was the same password that I've been putting in since the day that I set up
Era la
the
misma
account.
palabra clave que tenía desde hace mucho.
This was roughly about May 10th, May 11th. It was on a Monday.
Como un lunes.
I received confirmation from TWC that I was going to receive unemployment.
Recibí confirmación de que iba a recibir el desempleo.
By that Friday, I received a payment of $1,000.
Ese viernes recibí un pago de $1,000.
And then I had to wait 2 weeks to request another payment.
Tuve que esperar 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
2 semanas para recibir otro pago.
I received another payment, a larger payment of $3,000
Recibí otro pago más grande
on May 19th.
en mayo 19.
And then a few weeks later, I did another request because it's every 2 weeks.
Y otras semanas después hice otro requisito, otro pedí más.
And they paid me another $2,000.
Me pagaron otro cantidad. Now let me ask you this: during this time, were you still actively looking for work?
Yes, the whole time. I went on several job interviews and I was denied.
Durante todo este tiempo, él todavía estaba buscando trabajo y estuvo en varias entrevistas y todas esas lo rechazaron en todas esas entrevistas. Entonces no es como que él estaba sentado en la casa. Oye, mi esposa está trabajando y yo aquí rico y no voy a hacer nada. Él estaba activo, limpiando, cocinando. He was at home cooking and everything, right?
I have a 3-year-old over there that's crazy.
But he was actively looking for employment, pero también estaba activamente buscando empleo, ¿verdad?
I was having a hard time because.
And I point this out because we want to understand how God works. Debemos entender cómo es que trabaja Dios, ¿verdad?
Right.
Dios está obrando al mismo tiempo que nosotros estamos activamente haciendo lo que tenemos que hacer. You know, the Lord is working, at the same time we are doing our part.
Right.
We are actively seeking, doing what we have to do. And that's scriptural, that's biblical.
Yes, sir.
Right? Eso es bíblico, es escritural y entonces es muy importante. So that's why I point that out.
Right. No, I understand. It was pretty tough because my wife is new to the Christian faith.
Fue un poco difícil, porque mi esposa es nueva en los caminos del Señor.
So her faith is not like my faith.
So ella todavía está creciendo en su fe.
Right. She got saved in 2016.
Ella se entregó al Señor en el 2016.
Right, it was 2016. And it was in November 2016? November, right?
Noviembre del 2016.
And I didn't force God on her. She was asking me about God because she knew I was a Christian. She would question me sometimes, well, how are you Christian and and this and this and this? I said, because God's not judging me, that's why.
Yo no le forcé a Dios encima a ella me hacía preguntas y había conflictos en medio por lo que lo estoy entendiendo, okay?
Right. And I wanted to rededicate myself to the Lord.
Yo quería rededicarme al Señor porque te habías apartado un poquito,
Right.
¿verdad?
I was astray. Yes, I was astray.
Se había apartado de las cosas del Señor por un tiempo por lo que había ocurrido en el pasado y él quería rededicar su vida al Señor.
I had the guy that was the youth pastor at the church I used to go to. We stayed tight. We stayed close.
La persona que era el pastor de jóvenes en la iglesia donde yo asistía, mantuvimos una amistad muy cercana.
And I would turn to him for questioning for my wife when she was curious of becoming a Christian.
Yo iba a él cuando mi esposa tenía preguntas que yo no le podía responder.
And he would constantly invite us to his church where he was at.
Constantemente nos invitaba a su iglesia.
And when my wife finally accepted Christ,
y cuando mi esposa al fin se entregó al Señor,
he was part of it. He was on the phone with us.
Él fue parte de eso, él estaba en el teléfono con nosotros.
And he was ecstatic.
Y él estaba emocionado.
because for two things.
Por dos
One,
razones.
my wife had accepted Christ,
Porque mi esposa había recibido al Señor.
and proud of me because I was helping her the right way.
Y número dos, porque yo la estaba guiando.
And after that, my wife became more curious about Christ.
Y después de eso mi esposa tuvo más curiosidad acerca de las cosas de Dios.
And by November of 2016, we went to church. No, December. December, we went to church for the very first time, and she loved it.
Diciembre de ese año fuimos a la iglesia por la primera vez y a ella le encantó.
And ever since then, we'll go to church. We've moved a few times, different areas, but we've tried to find a good Christian-based church
Y desde ese entonces hemos querido estar consistentes. Ahora, déjame hacerte una pregunta y no tienes que entrar en detalles de esto. No es necesario. I want to go ahead and ask you a question, but you don't have to get into all the details about it. Pero obviamente, como en toda pareja, but obviously as in every married couple, cuando hay situaciones económicas intensas y otras cosas, when there's intense financial situations, puede haber fricción entre el matrimonio. There can be friction.
Yeah.
I've experienced it myself. In my marriage, I think we all have experienced certain frictions. Y yo creo que todos hemos experimentado, los que hemos estado casados por algunos años, fricciones y cosas intensas en nuestro matrimonio cuando las circunstancias se ponen, como dice el pastor Víctor, color de hormiga, ¿verdad? when situations get a little difficult, and that's everybody. And again, you don't have to enter into details, but I'm sure that's part of the valley that you went through.
Yes.
Yo sé que es parte del valle que ustedes transcurrieron durante ese momento
really
que perdiste
tough.
tu trabajo y todo lo que estaba pasando.
So that's true. There was lots and lots of financial situations. My previous marriage
Hubieron varias situaciones
ruined
así.
my credit worthiness, and
El primer matrimonio que tuve arruinó lo que tuve ahí arruinó mi crédito completamente.
I felt like we felt like we could never gain ground financially because we get paid and be broke and get paid and be broke again.
Sentíamos como que nunca podíamos avanzar financieramente porque nos pagaban y estábamos otra vez quebrados. Nos pagaban y se nos iba el dinero.
It's been like that until just recently, which is why this is so hard, even for me, being a Christian, to understand.
Y había estado así hasta recientemente, y es por esa la razón que ha sido un poco difícil para mí entender.
Because my wife and I have constantly argued financially about the finances.
Porque mi esposa y yo hemos tenido discusiones fuertes acerca de las finanzas.
It's tough because I try really hard to do the best that I can for my family, and
Es difícil porque yo trato lo mejor para mi familia.
when you're financially hurting
Y cuando estás en una situación financiera como esa,
and then you're struggling in your marriage with your wife at the same time,
y al
there's
mismo
question
tiempo
there.
hay conflicto en el matrimonio, a veces te preguntas y dudas de lo que está ocurriendo.
And all I could do is continue praying to God and keeping my faith in Him. I mean, it was hard for me because I'm married and I have kids now, and it didn't seem like things were going too good financially for us. And my wife would tell me, hey, you know, you brought a lot of junk into the marriage, you know, with your previous relationship, you know.
Y había mucho conflicto. Yo seguía orando al Señor, pero era difícil porque era como que yo había traído mucho del pasado al matrimonio.
And it was just really tough financially for both of us.
Y
There
fue
was
muy
a
difícil
question
para los
there
dos.
whether, you know, marriage was going to be good for us because financially we were just struggling way too much on our own trying to make it.
Y ya estábamos hasta pensando si nuestro matrimonio iba a ser bueno para nosotros por lo que estaba ocurriendo. So, you know, and I'm glad you share that. Me encanta que compartas eso porque a veces venimos a la iglesia, los creyentes, por años, meses. A lot of times we come to church for months, you know, as believers, for years, and we have this image that we present, right? Y tenemos esta imagen,
Right.
y la gente piensa que todo está bien. And people think that everything is just fine.
That's a
This is a
misconception.
married couple, Christian, you know, they're not nothing wrong. It's not. pareja cristiana casada, todo se mira bien, es una imagen, es una apariencia muchas veces.
Right.
Y la realidad es de que todos estamos pasando ciertas cosas. And the reality is that all of us are going through certain things that other people might not know about.
Right.
Okay?
Exactly.
And sometimes things that might even embarrass us to share. Y a veces cosas que tal vez hasta nos darían vergüenza compartir. Porque tenemos la mentalidad de que tenemos que tener una vida perfecta como cristianos. Because we have the mentality that we have to have a perfect life. Pero, ¿cuántos se acuerdan de que Cristo nos dijo que íbamos a tener dificultades?
Right.
I'm going to remember that Christ told us we were going to have difficulties.
Right.
Amen?
It would not be easy.
But in the middle of that, he said he was not going to abandon us, right?
Exactly.
En medio de eso, él dijo que no nos iba a abandonar y que él utiliza esas cosas para desarrollar tu carácter y mi carácter como
Exactly.
hijo de Dios. And that he utilizes those things to develop your character and my character as
Exactly.
children of God, to be more like him.
Right.
And it
Right.
hurts.
It does hurt.
y duele, ¿verdad? Pero por eso digo, qué bueno que tienes esa transparencia. I'm glad you have that transparency so that people here who might be going through something,
Right.
porque si hay gente aquí que está pasando algo, que se acuerden que no son los únicos y que Dios está obrando en tu vida.
Right.
That you remember that you're not the only one, and that God is working in your life. Let me get some water here. You need? I don't know if you need one. Okay. So up until now, there's all this situation going on, pandemic. You lost your job. Finally got some unemployment. Things were getting a little rough in your marriage. Tell me a little bit about what happened with your new job. How did that come about? Dime un poquito acerca de tu trabajo nuevo, cómo eso ocurrió, llévame por ese camino ahí.
Well, during everything that was happening, of course, I never lost my faith in everything. I kept on, man, I must have applied at least 30 different jobs.
Durante todo el tiempo no perdí mi fe, yo seguí confiando en el Señor. Yo apliqué tal vez como a unos 30 trabajos.
One night, about 1 o'clock in the morning, Monday morning,
Una mañana, madrugada, como a la 1 de la mañana, un lunes,
I heard the alert on my phone go off.
escuché una alerta en mi teléfono.
And I grabbed it and I looked at it,
Lo tomé, lo miré,
and I opened it up, and it was a job notification.
abrí el mensaje y era una notificación de trabajo. De empleo.
And my wife and I, we were still up. It was late, but we were still up. We were laying in bed.
Mi esposa y yo todavía estábamos despiertos a esa hora.
So I went on ahead and filled out the application and applied for the job.
Así que llené la aplicación para el empleo.
And my wife, she just kind of looked at me and laughed. She goes,
Y mi esposa me miró y se rió.
she's like, really? You gonna fill out the application right now?
Dice, ¿vas a llenar la aplicación a esta hora?
And I said, yeah, why not?
Yo dije, sí, ¿por qué no?
And about 8:30, 9 o'clock that morning, I received a phone call from a recruiter in Florida.
Y como a las 9:30 de la mañana, recibí una llamada de un reclutor desde el estado de la Florida.
And she talked to me and asked me if she asked me like a bunch of interview questions.
Me hizo todas las preguntas de una entrevista
And she loved what I had to say, my answers.
y le encantó lo que yo estaba diciendo.
And she goes, would you be okay with speaking to the area service manager? He's in San Antonio.
Y me preguntó si estaba dispuesto a platicar con el gerente de servicio que estaba en San Antonio.
And it was just a phone interview is what it was.
Y era una entrevista de teléfono.
And I told her yes, that would be perfect.
Yo le dije, sí, estoy dispuesto.
So she set up the phone interview for 11 o'clock Tuesday morning.
El próximo día, a las 11 de la mañana, estaba en la entrevista puesta.
And I spoke to the manager, and everything went really good. So
Hablé con el manager y todo estuvo muy bien.
I believe it was it Wednesday or Thursday? It was Wednesday, right? The next day, on Wednesday,
Como el
right?
miércoles, yo creo que fue el próximo día,
I went for a face-to-face interview.
me llamaron a una entrevista en persona.
And the manager that I spoke to, his name is Joseph.
Y el gerente con quien hablé, su nombre es Joseph.
And he was on the speakerphone.
Y él estaba hablando por la bocina del teléfono.
And I was being interviewed by the area supervisor.
Estaba siendo entrevistado por el supervisor.
His name is Jaime.
Su nombre es Jaime.
And he was asking me a bunch of technical
Él me
questions.
estaba haciendo las preguntas técnicas.
And so was
¿Te
Joseph.
inventaste las respuestas? No.
I got really nervous.
Estaba nervioso.
But I felt really confident.
Pero tenía confianza al mismo tiempo.
The other interviews I went on, I didn't feel that way. I didn't feel that confidence. I didn't
En las
feel.
otras entrevistas donde fui no sentía esa comodidad.
It didn't feel. It didn't feel right.
No se sentía correcto.
I wasn't confident. Like I didn't go in there. This job's for me. I went in there like, just kind of see what they got to offer. Let's see.
No tenía esa confianza que estaba teniendo en esta entrevista.
But with this one, for some reason, I just felt it. It just felt right.
Sentí que esto estaba correcto. What company is this with?
So at 1 o'clock in the morning, the application I filled out was for a company that I never heard of.
A la 1 de la mañana, que cuando recibí esta aplicación era de una compañía que yo nunca había escuchado.
The name of the company is Transformco.
Así se llama.
Transformco. Like Transformers.
Transformco, okay.
Transformco. And here in the United States, as Sears.
Me dijeron de que esta compañía había comprado la empresa de Sears.
And I was kind of shocked, kind of like, well,
Estaba un poco sorprendido yo.
So I know that the Sears buildings were still in existence, but I didn't know that they had a HVAC department.
Yo ya sabía que Sears estaba en existencia, pero no sabía de que tenían un departamento de aire acondicionado y de esos sistemas.
So when I went to the face-to-face interview,
cuando fui a la entrevista,
on the door and the address, everything said Sears.
Y en la puerta decía Sears.
So I asked them, I said, is this interview for Transformco or for Sears?
Y les pregunté, ¿esta entrevista es para Transformco o es para Sears?
And they told me, well, it's both because Sears got bought out by Transformco, but kept their name, Sears.
Me dijeron de que es los dos porque esta empresa compró a Sears, pero mantuvieron el nombre. So you got employed by these people. How long has it been since you've been working with them? ¿Cuánto tiempo ya llevas?
I just completed. Well, here's the funny thing. Everything happened so fast.
Todo pasó tan rápido.
My wife had vacation the last week of June.
Mi esposa tuvo vacaciones la última, you mean May?
Yeah, sorry, May.
La última semana de mayo.
Yeah, and well, by that, was it Friday? By Friday, I received notification. Let me see, what date is that? I'm trying to get.
Para el viernes.
It was the second to the last week of May. I received
la penúltima semana de mayo.
That everything was good and
todo estaba bien.
And I was hired.
Y me contrataron.
They gave me. They gave me some news that I wasn't expecting.
Me dieron noticias que no estaba esperando.
They told me that I was getting a $5,000 sign-on bonus.
Que me estaban dando un bono solo por contratarme de $5,000.
Wow. Eso lo hace.
Awesome.
Wow. Woo.
El Señor nunca abandona a sus hijos, hermano.
Amén.
Mire, no, keep going.
I texted my wife everything that was going on.
Le dije a mi esposa todo lo que estaba ocurriendo.
And she called me.
Y me llamó.
And the only thing that I could tell her was,
Y lo único que pude decirle era,
I never lost faith in God.
nunca perdí fe en Dios.
And I knew that He was going to bless us, but I didn't know He was going to bless us like that.
Yo sabía que nos iba a bendecir, pero hizo más de lo que yo estaba esperando.
So that Friday, I don't remember, let me see, I received a phone call, everything went good, the background check, everything. So
Ese viernes recibí la
by
llamada.
that Friday, I was hired.
Y ese viernes fui
And
contratado.
they called me and they told me that I would be starting June 10th.
Y me llamaron diciéndome que iba a comenzar el 10 de junio.
And I talked to the service manager from San Antonio,
Hablé otra vez con el gerente en San Antonio
and I told him that that would be perfect because we were going to be going on vacation this next
y le
week.
dije que iba a ser perfecto porque íbamos a tener vacaciones la semana anterior.
And I had been outside cutting and cleaning the yard all day that Friday.
Había estado ese viernes en la yarda, haciendo trabajo de la yarda.
And I remember that I went inside and my wife, she surprised me.
Y me acuerdo que fui afuera y mi esposa me sorprendió.
She wanted to celebrate.
Quería celebrar.
And she surprised me with two gift cards.
Y me sorprendió con 2 tarjetas de regalo.
And we went to dinner. We went to go celebrate with our
Fuimos a
kids.
cenar, a celebrar con nuestros niños.
And we gave thanks to God for everything that He put us through, everything that we were dealing with.
Y le dimos gracias a Dios por todo lo que habíamos pasado, aún lo difícil. Le dimos gracias al Señor por todo.
And the following week we went on vacation.
Y la semana después fuimos
And
de vacaciones.
it was Tuesday that they called me again from my new job.
Y fue el martes que me llamaron otra vez del trabajo nuevo.
And it was the manager from San Antonio.
Yo era el gerente de San Antonio.
And he goes, hey, there's been a change of plans.
Hubo cambio de planes, me
He
dijo.
goes, can you start June 3rd?
Puedes comenzar el 3 de junio.
And I told him, yes, no problem.
Yo le dije, sí, no hay problema.
And then my wife was asleep
Y mi esposa estaba dormida
in the hotel room where we were at.
en el hotel donde estábamos.
And I waited for her to wake up because she's like a grizzly bear. You wake her up when she's asleep.
Sí, esperé a que se despertara porque si la despiertas allá cuando está dormida, no, es como un oso que... ¿Por qué me despertaste?
So when she woke up,
Así que cuando me desperté,
I told her
cuando se
that,
despertó, perdón.
yeah, I didn't wake her up. No. When she woke up, I told her that the manager called me and asked me if I could start June 3rd.
Le
And I
dije
told her
que me
yes.
había llamado, que si podía comenzar el 3 de junio, que yo le dije que sí.
And she gave me this look
Y me dio una mirada,
like, are you stupid?
como que, ¿qué te pasa?
And I said, what's wrong?
Y le dije, ¿qué pasa? ¿Por qué?
She goes, well, June 3rd is my birthday.
Bueno, junio 3 es mi cumpleaños.
And she wanted to surprise me and she took the day off.
No, ella quería sorprenderme y había tomado ese día, el 3 de junio, para sorprenderlo a él porque era el cumpleaños de él.
And I didn't know that.
Y yo no sabía, él no sabía eso.
And she's like, and I told her, I said, well, I can call him back and tell him that you took the day off and that I better not work because you're probably going to divorce me.
Entonces le dije, voy a llamar al gerente y le voy a decir de que voy a necesitar ese día porque si no mi esposa se va a divorciar de
And
mí.
then she looked at me crazy again.
Y me miró otra vez como que estaba loco. Yo,
And I was like, what?
le dije, ¿qué pasó?
And she goes, no,
Y me dijo, no,
just go to work.
ve a trabajar.
And I was like, are you sure?
Y le dije, ¿estás segura?
And she's like, yes, do you want to lose your job already on your first
Y
day?
me dijo, no, ¿quieres perder tu trabajo el primer día?
And I was like, no.
Y le dije, no.
And she goes, well, go to work. So I went to work till about 1:30 on my birthday.
Entonces fui a trabajar, comencé el trabajo el día de mi cumpleaños como a la 1:30 de la tarde.
And that was another, something else that caught me by surprise.
Y eso fue otra cosa que me tomó de sorpresa.
Because it was my birthday and I never started a job on my birthday.
Porque era mi cumpleaños y nunca he comenzado un trabajo en mi cumpleaños.
I worked half a day and got off from work and went and celebrated birthday dinner with my wife and my kids.
Trabajé mitad del día y cuando salí fui a celebrar mi cumpleaños con mi esposa y mis hijos.
And when we were eating, I had a moment with my wife and I told her,
Y cuando estábamos comiendo tuve un momento con mi esposa
I told her that I have everything that I could ever ask for my birthday.
y le dije, tengo todo lo que yo debería, todo lo que puedo desear en mi cumpleaños.
And I looked at her and I told her
Y la miré y le dije
that God will never put us through anything that we can't handle.
y le dije que Dios nunca nos va a poner por algo que no vamos a poder manejar.
And I told her that I know that this is just a test of my faith with Him,
Y le dije que yo sabía que esto era una prueba de mi fe de parte de él.
but not just for me, but for us, for our marriage,
pero no solamente para mí, pero para nuestro matrimonio,
because we've been struggling financially
porque habíamos estado luchando financieramente
since we've been together.
desde que comenzamos nuestra relación.
And I just couldn't believe how God just kept on blessing me. Not me, but us.
Y no podía creer
Through
cómo
her.
Dios nos estaba bendiciendo, aún por medio de ella.
Because we went more than 2.5 months before I was able to get any pay from unemployment.
Porque pasé hasta 2 meses y medio antes de que poder recibir un pago de desempleo.
But the whole time,
Pero el tiempo entero,
she kept on getting, the blessings were coming from God through her.
las bendiciones estaban viniendo por medio de ella, de parte de Dios durante ese tiempo.
Because her job was blessing us financially and we were able to survive. Even till now, I just barely received one check from my new job, but we've been able to maintain this whole time because of God's blessings and everything that her job was offering for us. And I know that was all through God.
Dios nos estuvo sosteniendo aún durante todo ese tiempo, Dios estaba supliendo. Entonces vemos como, una vez más, como el Señor no se olvida de sus hijos. God doesn't forget His children. Aún en medio de que a veces cometemos errores, sometimes we make mistakes. God is a good father. He's a good father. He provides. Amen.
Amén.
Y sabes que él no solo provee para sus hijos, solo para que te abaniques y disfrutes la situación, ¿verdad?
Right.
But God doesn't provide for you to just enjoy the situation. That's it, although that's part of it.
Right.
But He always has a purpose for it, right?
He always has a
Siempre tiene un
purpose.
propósito para que pueda ser de impacto a otras personas. He always has a purpose so that you can be an impact and a testimony for other people.
Right.
You know, it's wonderful to see how a lot of people, even online here, might be listening to your testimony,
Right.
and they can understand the power of God through this
Yes,
testimony.
sir. Amen.
So it's not just so that you can have what you want, but it's for His higher purpose. Amen?
Right, right.
Es por su propósito más alto. So we praise God for that.
Amen.
Vamos a terminar. We're gonna finish the interview here. But I just want you to go ahead and end with giving everyone words of encouragement, what God has put in your heart to encourage other people who might be going through a similar situation, or that I want you to speak out to people and let them know. Just some last words.
And all I can say is one thing I learned is God tests us, we don't test God.
Unas cosas que he aprendido es que Dios nos prueba.
And it's up to us to be strong in our faith with Him and not let anybody discourage you from believing what God is capable of doing.
Y es de parte de nosotros seguir confiando al Señor y no permitir que nadie te desanime de lo que Dios está haciendo.
Because the evil forces are strong. They will manipulate you. They'll mess with your mind. They'll mess with your head through your family. And they'll make you believe that you're not capable, that you're not strong enough, that you're not going to make it, you
Porque
can't
aún
do
el
it.
enemigo te va a atacar aún por medio de tu propia familia a veces.
And you just gotta keep your faith in God. Just don't give up, don't quit, no matter how tough, how bad the situation is. I know that people have lost loved ones here recently and haven't even been able to have normal funeral services for their family.
Tienes que seguir adelante aún con tus ojos en el Señor. Yo sé que hay personas que han pasado muchas cosas difíciles, incluyendo la pérdida de seres queridos, y no han podido ir ni siquiera a sus funerales.
And that's just another way of them being tested by God because they feel that they don't get the closure that they deserve. And they ask, well, why God? Why you do this to me?
Y a veces hay preguntas y hay dudas de por qué esto ocurre.
And the only thing you can do is be there for those people who are questioning their faith.
Y lo mejor que puedes hacer es estar ahí para esas personas que están dudando de su fe y animarlas. That's part of being the body of Christ, right?
Yes, sir.
Es parte de ser el cuerpo de Cristo. La palabra dice, por eso la palabra dice, no dejes de congregarte. That's what Paul would say that.
Yes.
Right.
Not to stop coming together.
That's
Because
right.
we need each other. We need to
That's
encourage
right.
each other.
That's right.
And understand that we're not the only people going through this tough time, and receive encouragement from others and give encouragement to others. Y necesitamos recibir el ánimo de otras personas y dárselo a las otras
Amen.
personas. Amén. Ese es el cuerpo de Cristo. El
Amén.
cuerpo de Cristo. Amén.
I have to say, that thankfully when we came to this church,
Tengo que decir que gracias al Señor cuando venimos a esta congregación,
everybody here accepted us, was happy for us to be here.
todos nos aceptaron, estaban felices por nosotros que estábamos aquí.
But I know that my wife and I made a really strong connection with you and your wife.
Pero yo sé que mi esposa y yo hicimos una conexión muy fuerte contigo y tu esposa.
And the whole time that everything's been going on, you've been in contact with me, and I've called you and talked to you, and you've helped us, and you've prayed for us and everything.
Y todo el tiempo que hemos estado pasando por esto, tú me llamabas, yo te llamaba, estábamos orando.
And I just want to say thank you.
Y quiero decir gracias, amén.
Just like you were just saying, to have, if your faith is strong in God, keep it that way.
Y si tu fe está fuerte en Dios, manténla de esa manera.
And if it's not strong,
Y si no está fuerte,
make it strong.
hazla fuerte.
Don't let nobody tell you that God is not God, that God is not capable of doing what God says He
Nadie
can
te
do.
diga que Dios no puede hacer de lo que es capaz.
Because if you stay faithful with everything that He puts you through, there will be reward.
Porque si te mantienes fiel en todo lo que Él te está poniendo a hacer, va a haber un